Hello everyone, welcome to another stream of the Crypto Herd where we have another AMA with Grant. So there has been a lot going on with Undead Blocks. They recently have done a partnership with Immutable X. Every week now, almost, we have free tournaments. And what's next for this NFT Zombie Shooter? In order to answer these questions, we brought you once again Grant Haseley, the Zombie Slayer and CEO of Undead Blocks. How are you, Grant?
Bruno, better than ever. Every time I'm on this show, I have something new to share with your community. So appreciate you being the day one. Appreciate you having me back, and happy to dive into all the latest happenings within Wagyu and Undead Blocks.
Oh, that's great. It's always a pleasure to have you on board. So, before we get started, we want to do some small introduction. Maybe some people still don't know you. To talk a bit about yourself and your role in Undead Blocks.
Sure. So for those of you that don't know who I am Grant Haseley, the executive director, founder of Wagyu Games. Wagyu Games is the game studio that's making the blockbuster title Undead Blocks. Undead Blocks is a kill-to-earn FPS zombie shooter. It's a zombie survival game. You're going to be able to collect weapon NFTs, character skins, weapon skins, and use those assets in the game to earn Z-Bucks. There are two variations of Z-Bucks. The regular Z-Bucks, which you can use to earn loot coffins, which are basically our take on loot boxes, and then gold Z-Bucks, which can be swapped for crypto of your choice. And we're going to be offering those gold Z-Bucks as we continue to scale revenue through our free-to-play modes and our sponsored tournaments. So happy to answer any questions you guys might have. The call to action for you, if you don't know who I am or anything about Undead Blocks, head to our website, undeadblocks.com or wagyu.io. Download the beta. Like Bruno said, we're giving away $50,000. That's not NFTs. That's not anything other than USD equivalents. You can swap those gold Z-Bucks for any crypto that you choose. And happy to answer any questions you guys might have, and looking forward to a good conversation.
That's right. That's right. Actually, I've already played Undead Blocks. I've participated in some tournaments and I got like a few bucks just for playing a few minutes. And it was completely free. I didn't need to like buy an NFT or anything like that to participate. But the first thing
that's huge, Bruno, because someone like you who's so busy, you got different people on the show every week. You don't have time to just sit there and have to grind 6, 7, 8 hours. You can come to our game, play one match for 10 minutes, walk away with a couple dollars. Like, what other video game can you do that on right now? Not many. If you can, it's because you have to hold their NFT. So, Bruno, this game was built for you. I know, your McDonald's application got rejected, but it's a good way to earn some passive income.
That's right, man. I mean, you got to make a living, and yeah, I was having fun while I earned those extra dollars. So the first question I have for you, Grant, is about Immutable X partnership. I mean, Immutable X is huge, but why Immutable X and not Polygon or Gala, for example, or Miriam? Now we also have Miriam. Why Immutable X over any other of these ecosystems?
That's a great question. I don't think I've really answered it in this way before, but I like your audience, so I'll just give it to them straight. Listen, we spoke to every L2. You didn't. Metis was in there as well. We spoke to potentially bridging the Avalanche, AVAX. We spoke to everybody. We spoke to Polygon, Miriam. We did not speak to Gala. We believe that we are a Gala Games competitor in the fact that we want to rebrand our token, the Undead token, for all of our games within Wagyu Studio. But everyone else we have spoken to, and just the conversations that we were having with Immutable, the way that they think about Web3 and blockchain gaming, it's not necessarily all about their technology. Listen, their tech is good. Polygon's tech is good. All these guys have great tech. But how do you recruit a Web2 gamer to come into our ecosystem to get even to the point where they'd be willing to use our technology? IMX has a plan for this. I don't think Polygon has a plan for this. And this is just my personal opinion. But you look at what they're doing with GameStop and GameStop NFT, and we're going to be on the GameStop marketplace very soon. You look at what they're doing with Turner Sports, where they're actually looking into moving into more Web2 streaming and media content. You look at the games that they're bringing in. They just brought on Illuvium. Today, they announced 2 more MLBAs that are building World Wide Web, another huge game. So they're building, and I love what they're doing, where they're saying, we are a technology company, but we're not all about the tech. we're trying to move into gaming. They have 45 developers just that do gaming alone. And just speaking from their business development side, they ran this sponsored tournament for us. This will not be the only Immutable X tournament. You heard it here first. We will be having more Immutable X tournaments, I'd say, for even the next 2 to 3 years. So they will be sporadic, but they are coming. And that is really where we want to move. We want to work with a partner that believes in our vision and our model and makes us a priority. And Immutable X really provided us the best option to have all of those requirements met.
Okay, I think that's great. That can definitely boost Undead Blocks exposure. Also, having access to the NFT marketplaces, being cooperating with other great projects like Illuvium or Ember Sword, for example. I think that's going to be great, and I think that was a great choice for Undead Blocks, definitely. So really soon we're going to see the origin NFTs, the original NFTs, and also the Apocalypse collection on Immutable X marketplace and GameStop marketplace. Okay.
Yep, that's correct. And keep in mind, Brew, I want to add one more thing. I would say, the conversation's always immutable Polygon. If you go with Polygon, you're just a number. They don't really care about you as a game developer. They basically have you sign a piece of paper that says, yeah, we're going to build on Polygon. And they put a tweet out and you get an AMA that might be attended by 100 people. What we've been able to get from Immutable X so far, running this sponsored tournament, bringing 4,000 new players and new gamers into our ecosystem, scratching the surface with our relationship with GameStop, it's unmatched. I look at this and say, Bruno, how do I get as many players? If we get to 1 million players first before anybody else, it's a very unique a group of people that I can use to market to. You're already seeing our model is working. A lot of people doubted this model when I was, speaking to you 6 months ago. Some of your audience said, yeah, there's no way they're going to be able to get these sponsored tournaments all the time. We have 4 sponsored tournaments in September alone, not even including the month of October, where there's going to be a lot of people moving into, spooky season. So lots we can do. And this really is just going to, like you said, put that fuel on the fire. I feel like we had hit the maximum of what we could do with just traditional organic marketing, not paying for Google Ads, Facebook, Twitter, and just word of mouth marketing. Now, this has provided another catalyst, which only costs us development resources as we integrate to IMX. So long-winded answer, but yes, you will see the NFTs for the Genesis and the Apocalypse collection on the IMX marketplace and their order book. You will also see the weapon skins that we're going to be putting in those loot coffins that are purely cosmetic, just to rep your clout. Those will also be minted. We want to mint millions, if not billions, of these things within the next decade as we grow Wagyu and build more FPS games.
Okay, that's great. Also about the tournaments, how have these been going? Have you been experiencing an increase in your community, in the people that are coming to the Discord, that are participating in the tournaments?
We added 1,000 members in Discord last weekend alone. It's huge, without having to do any sort of giveaway or whitelist program and grinding. Those don't really lead to a lot of engagement once the program's over. We got 1,000 organic members that said this game is dope. I want to participate and learn more. That's huge for us. The first tournament we did, Bruno, you also participated in, we had 600 people. Now it's 4 weeks later, we have 4,000. That's an over 600% increase in players alone. And I anticipate that number to only go up. Our D14 retention, which basically means how many people played in the last tournament that played in this tournament this last weekend with Immutable, was over 80%. 4 out of every 5 people participated again. So people are coming back and they're saying, yeah, this was fun. Maybe I only made $1 or $2 like Bruno, but I'm down to do it. I'm down to spend an hour or 2 or 3 hours this weekend playing Undead Blocks and giving it a feel and giving them feedback. It's working. Our how we're able to onboard people is working. Meta Ops just did a similar tournament where they tried to take our game mode and our model, and they had, I think, 300 people play. We had over 4,000. So we are ahead. We are going to continue offering these tournaments. They are the most organic way to grow, and people just want to be paid in cash. Enough of these giveaways that say we're giving away $50,000, but they're really not. They're giving away a bunch of NFTs. That's not what's going to bring people in. You give away US dollar or equivalent like crypto, BUSD, Matic. That's what's going to bring in these crypto gamers, and that's really what we're leaning into right now.
Okay, that's great. So all of these tournaments, they were actually free. What about the NFT holders? When are we going to see like some extra perks or benefits from holding these NFTs?
So the NFTs will have the daily earning when the full game, right? There will be one more $20,000 tournament just for those NFT holders. We've been teasing that that's probably when we're going to launch a multiplayer tournament. We want to give them that experience first, but also we want to keep that audience smaller so that we can get good feedback. Okay, how is the multiplayer working? So expect the next tournament that is for the NFT holders only to be the first one for the multiplayer. We want them to have the experience first. We also want their feedback as well. But in the full game, they're going to be able to earn every single day. They will have the opportunity for daily earnings. That's why we're capping it at 6,000, Bruno, because we can pay 6,000 people every day. We can't pay 600,000 people every day. So moving the shift to free to play and earn those loot boxes that might have cool skins to keep the free to play players, but having our NFT holders have that daily earning for those gold Z bucks, which are as good as cash. I think that really is a sweet spot for how we're really going to be able to ramp up this thing.
Okay, that's great, definitely. So the perks, these daily earnings, they're going to come on Q4 of 2022 when you release the full game. Is that it?
Correct. And we might even do that early. I mean, we're in Q4 in a month, but we might have the daily earnings even before that is like a beta daily earning to just make sure the algorithms are working, make sure that everything is testing. The NFT holders are going to start earning very soon. I would say once you experience the system, it's going to be very difficult for you to want to put this game down because, we're not just saying click the mouse, kill a zombie, earn $1, right? It's going to be more random. The more waves you survive in multiplayer, the higher chance you have of, banking a serious amount for that day. So more to come in terms of the actual timeline. The reason why is because we want that NFT holder only mode to be both a single and multiplayer experience. We know that there's only going to be 6,000 people ever that are going to have access to this mode. So the odds of multiplayer games happening a lot are really small. We don't want to have just people waiting around trying to squad up to play. So we want it to be a mixture of a single or a multiplayer experience. So it is taking us a little bit of time, plus the Immutable X integration, set us back a little bit, but that's going to set us up for the next decade. We need that. I think everyone would agree that we should be building on at least an L2. So that is going to take us a little bit more time, but yes, we are on pace, I'd say, to start multiplayer testing for our community in about 7 to 9 weeks.
Okay, that's great. Do you still keep like one of the AMAs we did? You mentioned that for this daily earning, there's going to be like $15,000 for the daily earners and NFT holders. Do you still keep the same value? Do you think this is going to keep like this, like $15,000 for every day?
I don't think it's going to be that. I don't think it's going to be the same amount every day. In terms of that dollar figure, yeah, I would say that we're in that sort of ballpark, but we're probably going to ramp it up on the weekends. More people are going to play on the weekends. We'll probably ramp it down a little bit during the week. So it will vary. It's also going to vary as a percentage of the income that we're able to generate from those loot coffins. So, but in terms of where we're looking at in terms of a starting point, yeah, I would say that that's a rough ballpark, but I don't want to commit to a firm number because then people always hold me that. But in terms of where we're looking for a daily earning, yeah, I would say that that's adequate.
Okay, that's great. Actually, I like your economic model. I think it's quite innovative and it's actually quite smart that you guys know exactly how much value can exit the ecosystem of Undead Blocks every day. I think that's wise. And I
Bruno,
think that
think
can
about it
change
this
NFT
way.
gaming.
Think about it this way too. You have so many people that are going to burn their gold Z-Bucks, whether they want to get perks, they want to get these loot coffins, we're going to have other ways, character skins. So yeah, we're paying them out, quote unquote, paying them out, but they're getting a currency that they immediately can burn for other stuff within the game. So one, will know how much we're paying out on the gold Z-Bucks, so we can have the treasury. But two, we're going to be able to make projections based off of historical data of how much is actually being burned from some of these other actions, like those character skins, like those loot boxes. So I really love the model. I think this is where the world is going to move in terms of play to earn, where they offer these fixed payouts, but give you so many ways to burn it that the ecosystem is going to be really healthy, and we're just able to drive revenue through in-game purchases as well.
Okay, can you hear me? I think I messed up.
Bruno, I think I just gave you that whole answer, but you weren't there. So I'll give it again. What we want to do, keep in mind, it's a fixed payout, like a fixed treasury management with these gold Z-Bucks every day. But there are going to be lots of ways for you to burn your assets. So, for example, if you want to buy a loot coffin, or if you want to get a character skin, or if you want to buy a perk to add it to your NFT, there's going to be different ways to burn them as well. So, yeah, it is a fixed supply that's coming out every day, but we're going to be able to make projections based on historical burn rates to say how much really is leaving our ecosystem, and then we can just curtail our model to drive revenue to cover those payouts for those players. I believe if we can get to 1 million players in 6 months, those 1 million players playing for free and just purchasing loot boxes, will be able to drive that revenue so we can pay out those weapon NFT holders. It really is like a dividend. We want the Genesis and Apocalypse collection people to feel like they're shareholders within the company, and then they're incentivized to bring in all their friends because they get a portion of the revenue that we're able to drive.
Yeah, I think that's smart for sure. And what about you guys mentioned Undead Mobile, Undead Sequel, Loot Coffee? Want to comment on that?
Well, there's a lot there. So, yes, we're going to be building more games. That's why we're potentially undergoing a rebrand of Undead Token to Wagyu Token, because we want everyone that invests in our governance token to have access to all of our games, taking the Gala Games approach. So, yes, expect more in terms of games. The next game we're going to build is Undead Mobile, obviously. We want to move into mobile as fast as we can. We realize that this is where the world is moving, especially with an aggressive microtransaction model. So, yes, mobile is coming. And that's why we built on Unity, Bruno, because we can port over to mobile from PC and Mac much easier through Unity than something like the Unreal Engine. So once that is done, we will begin work on our sequel, which will be a PvP Call of Duty style approach to Undead Blocks, perhaps even having the zombies stay, but players are able to shoot each other. So there's more to come on that. But yeah, we want to have 4 fully developed games in the next year and a half, 2 years, before anyone else can even blink.
Okay, that's great. What about Undead? The Undead Talk? What are the future for it?
Obviously, more exchanges. We've added the deflationary mechanism where if you buy loot coffins in Undead, you get a discount, but those tokens are burned. So really, you can see why my goal is get as many players to play this game as possible. They're making those purchases in Undead, and those tokens are being burned. The deflationary model, eventually, as we increase the supply, it will be counteracted by the purchases that are made through our free-to-play model. So, yeah, more exchanges, obviously, more ways to burn it, and just keeping that deflationary mechanism so it really retains value for those token holders. Not financial advice. Do your own research.
As always. So what's going to be the next feature that we're going to see in Undead Blocks?
Boy, you're really hitting me with the alpha questions, Bruno. You're getting better at this. I've been teasing something where we're really making an approach at Mario Kart with this game, Call of Duty Zombies / Mario Kart. And so if you can think of the way that people are able to earn, power-ups, power-downs in Mario Kart, expect a similar feature coming to Undead Blocks. If you guys have never played Mario Kart, 1, get out from under your rock. 2, give it a YouTube and you can see what I'm talking about, but it's going to be epic. It's going to be absolutely epic. It's just another way to differentiate ourselves from Call of Duty Zombies and allow us to really have our own game.
Okay, that's great. Anything else you want to share with us?
Bruno, I think you covered most of it. Really, let's get everyone to play this game this weekend. If not this weekend, next weekend. We're giving away $50,000 in the next 4 weeks. Nobody in crypto is doing this. Nobody in crypto gaming is even thinking remotely close to this. Maybe EVIO, but this is how we win. We bring in as many players as we can. We let them compete. We allow them to have fun. We show them the game. They tell their friends, and we just can grow organically.
Okay, that's great. That's great. Does anyone has any question? Okay, Zoom. Let's see if we have some community questions. Okay, I think we don't have any community questions, so we're going to close our AMA. Grant, it was a pleasure to have you on board once again. And well, can't wait to kill to earn once again.
Bruno, I'll be seeing you on the boards this weekend. I'll be looking for you.
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to be there. So guys, thanks everyone for watching. I'm sorry for the technical problems and see you in the meta.
See you guys.